Hi all. My name is Lisa Welsh. I've had depression and anxiety for 20 years, a year after my firstborn. Didn't have an easy marriage. It led into a very domestic abuse marriage, mentally abused and physically sometimes.
I'm currently a CAIS peer mentor for the new Cyfle Cymru Out of Peer Mentoring project in Wrexham. Before this, I was a recovery coach and had previously been a mentor for the original peer mentoring project in 2014. Prior to this, I was a dedicated volunteer. My CAIS journey really began in 2009 at Touchstones 12 in Colwyn Bay, where I was given the opportunity to access courses as a service user for CAIS, such as self-esteem, confidence and relapse prevention, and I knew what I wanted to do.
She worked for 25 years as a nurse, and now that her son had grown up and married, she longed to become a nanny. She finished work with ill health, and when she got well, she became bored, fed up, lonely. She found solace in alcohol, drinking anything from cider to vodka to wine. This continued night and day for 2 years.
Now, my definition of a mentor is someone who helps another person realise the best possible version of themselves. They empower you. And empowering someone isn't solving problems for them, it is showing them what tools they need and helping them realise that they are able to use those tools. Around 8 years ago, I was certain that I was incapable of doing anything. I had resigned to the idea that I would never accomplish anything and spent my time self-medicating with alcohol and other mood-altering substances. I would reinforce the idea that I'm not capable of doing anything by never attempting to do anything. The thought of failure was so painful for me that I completely talked myself out of trying, because why try when you know that you're going to fail? This negative cycle helped me to rationalise the harmful choices that I was making and served to keep me isolated and entrenched. This thought process caused a domino effect in my life that started with my job, followed by my home and my physical and mental health, and each loss helped solidify the idea that I was useless. I was eventually convinced to attend WCADA. I say convinced, I was cornered in a kitchen by a friend who had seen too much, but she pulled my leg and sort of twisted my arm rather than pull my leg and told me to go and tell me I could play guitar on the Domino project. So that caused a far more positive domino effect.
Hi, my name's Cardiff. Okay, my story begins as an 18-year-old. I was given a methadone prescription and I was parked up on this prescription for over 15 years of my life and just left to get on with it. In 2008, the capitalistic event happened. I went to prison for a charge linked with Class A, supply of Class A drugs. While in prison, I lost my parents, which I know now is no excuse, but upon my release in 2009, I was placed back on a prescription. I thought that this cycle would never end with me going back in the same crowd and back on the script again. But things were different now. I had a new type of drug worker who looked at my life after the script. I was told about this new project called peer mentoring, so I was referred into the project at the tail end of my treatment in 2010. I started as a volunteer. The scheme put me on more training that I could shake a stick at. Yeah.
After many months of volunteering, she gained employment with the peer mentor service and became part of the team. Many people can relate to journeys through recovery like this. However, today, the particular journey I have spoke about is a true version of someone's life, and that life was mine. My name is Bev. I'm an active treatment caseworker within the North Gwent strand of the GDAS service. I'm nearly 5 years sober. My grandson is nearly 5 years old. He's the reason I'm the strong person I have today. Thank you for listening. Here he is.
Recently, we have had the happy news that the peer mentoring project is returning to offer people training, education and support needed into further education or work, partnered with CAIS, Vale and Remploy in North Wales. I am currently setting up the new project in Wrexham and I'm excited and positive that the new project will open so many doors for clients as peer mentoring has and continues to do for me.
After around a year of volunteering, I interviewed to become a paid member of staff on the peer mentoring project, and I was successful. Despite my first day of work being on April the 1st, they were serious, and I was privileged to become part of a team that helped change my life forever, and I'm once again privileged to be part of this exciting new project. I'm very fortunate to be able to work for a project that I have complete faith in. All I have to do to remind myself of the benefits of peer mentoring is look in the mirror, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to make others realise how capable they are too. Thank you.
This was an amazing time to think that me, someone who had been written off so many times, was helping support people change their lives. It was a great honour to support these individuals, some back into work and others to break the cycle of an addiction and come out the other side and see what life can offer substance-free. So when I was asked to give a speech by Caroline, it was a great honour and a great privilege to give this speech. Long may this project continue. It's been sorely missed for the past 2 years, and I hope it continues forever.
My depression got a lot worse. Then I was going to be evicted because I was left in a lot of debt from my ex. But the landlord, he came out to see me about my rent arrears, and he's seen how bad I was and that I had a lot of problems. So he got me help by referring me to Gofal, to tenancy support. They sorted me out financially. First of all, it was a support worker just coming in, you know, and just sort of just being there for you, just listening to your story. I put my effort into becoming a support worker. I went through interviews, getting more confident each time. I used to go out with visits with my support worker, so that I could see what goes on. Then I had an offer to go on bank relief. I was so ecstatic. I ended up being offered a job in Tiorborne supported living full-time. It's still hard going to work, you know. I've still got some problems and problems still arising, but I can cope with it now because I've got all the coping strategies, I've got all the tools, and I can live my life now. It's still hard remembering, you know, to take my tablets, to eat, to fit in a bit of exercise, because we know it's all important in doing it. If someone told me in 4.5 years that I would be working full time in such a challenging, interesting and rewarding job, I would have laughed in their face. I get to go on holidays now, and for once in my life I can concentrate on me. I can now look in the mirror and think, do you know what, Lise, you're okay, you are, you know, because I hated myself in the mirror, but I can look now and say, you're all right, you're doing all right. So I'm now living my life for once. I didn't think I would be here to live it. Tenancy support saved me, Pathways give me a reason to wake up in the morning. That's my story, guys. Thank you.